In this video, we're going to look at the grade section of Google Classroom. Here you can see this is a 5th grade class, and I'm going to click on the word grades at the top. And it takes me to the Grade Center, and you'll see here on the left-hand side are the names of the students. It's default to sort by last name, but you could change it to sort by first name. You'll also see that you have some assignments that have been turned in, some that are missing, and some that have been turned in late. Obviously this is a sample class, so there's a large number of missing ones, but you'll also see here that assignments that have a value, something that was graded in the Google Classroom, so a Google form or something like that, it will tell you the number and the class average as well. If you'd like to view the assignment, you can use what we call the snowman menu, which is these 3 dots here. And by clicking on that, you have 2 choices. You have return or view submission. You probably need to view it before you decide whether or not you need to return it, but if you wanted to send it back to the student, that's what the return does. Let's take a look at view. In this case, this was a Google Slide activity where the students had to circle something on here, and you can see the student did the work, and you could check for accuracy. You can also see that the student sent a private comment and that the teacher responded with a private comment. This is a dialogue between the student and the teacher. The other students do not see either of those. While you're in this menu, you have a couple of choices. You could return this if it was incorrect. You can also return multiple submissions by using this drop down here. If you decided that you wanted to return more than just the one. Let's hit cancel. We're not going to return that actually. There's 2 other features that are useful up here. You can move from one student to the next by using the right arrow. This would take you to the next student. In this case, the next student hasn't actually turned it in, so it won't show us their work. But you can move across. If you use this drop down, you'll also be able to look down at a list of all of your students. So if you wanted to just jump to a specific student, they'll all be listed here, and you'll be able to see who has turned it in and who hasn't. You can also sort it by first name, this case it's last name, or status, so that it would bring the ones that have been turned in up to the top and the missing ones would be at the bottom as well. So that's another way to organize as you're trying to give feedback. You'll also notice that there's a comment bank over here. We're not going to spend a lot of time learning about this today, but you can always come back and explore this tool more. But you can add something to a comment bank, and then you can copy if it's something that you would use frequently, so that when you go back into the Grade Center and you want to add a private comment, you don't have to retype it each time if you're saying it for a number of students. So that's what this tool here is. This is the comment bank. All right, so let's close out of this. And one other thing to note about the Grade Center is if you're having a hard time seeing what these lessons are, if you put your mouse over here and hover, it will put the full name of the assignment there as well, because sometimes you don't have enough information to read off of that little box that they have in here. So that's how the Grade Center works in Google Classroom.